Hello, I'm Joanna Garcia, and I just thought I would jump on to talk to you about why I think that the tea towel, this is a battered old thing, but well used, is a fantastic teaching tool. The mind boggles, but I assure you it's for the very best reasons. Um, Often, especially with beginners, and you're trying to set beginners off with the best possible foundations. Sometimes with beginners we use rote learning as part of their learning. I did a post this morning about how much piano teaching materials have come on over the last few years. And for example, there's a great little piece from Piano Safari, which I tend to use. It's called I Love Coffee, and it's a rote piece, and the point is that they don't read the music because, number one, it allows them to do something that's much trickier than if they were just limited by what they could read, and number two, it helps them to focus on technique and sound. So for example, this rote learning piece, this is I Love Coffee. I'll let me play you a little bit. It's, if you're a teacher, Piano Safari, can't recommend enough. And it goes like this. So they can concentrate on keeping that really strong finger position right from the outset. And visually, you want them to see what they're doing. It's a fantastic piece. I'll try and play the student part and the teacher part at the same time. And if that's not better than the middle C approach, I don't know what is. So we use rote pieces for that reason. However, we also want to teach students to read music, because obviously that's where the independence comes, because that's where you see people being able to play anything they choose after a certain number of years, and they've built up their independence. We are all looking to create independent musicians, right? So music reading, which is quite a complex business, takes time. But sometimes you see those pupils who have the ability to kind of memorise what they're reading, then you see them looking down at their hands. That's where the tea towel comes in, because here's the problem. There are three problems really when you have an over-reliance on the visual and looking at your hands on there. It suggests, hi Sinead, it suggests that if they're looking at their hands too much, it suggests that maybe that kind of physical memory is not in place. So maybe their practice at home hasn't been as effective as it could be. If they're having to look very carefully at every note, there's no way that they've got anything in their physical memory, and then therefore there's no way that they can allow that music to sing and communicate, which is what we want. The second problem can be that if you're looking at your hands rather than the music, then you can't see the nuances, you can't see the dynamics. So many times I've had transfer students come to me who can't really read the music, they've memorised it all. They're missing so many things, they're missing tons of things. Now, number one, that's going to affect the communication, but number two, if they were to do an exam, look how much that's going to mark them down. So being able to look at the music as you play, this is where I'm coming to this, is really important. And the third reason, it often means if they have to look at their hands and they're not looking at the music, they can only play it from the beginning. This is the bane of a piano teacher's life. If you can only play something from the beginning, you're not practicing, you're playing. It's a completely different thing. So if we can, from the outset, encourage students to be able to read music without looking down at their hands constantly, then that's a good thing. This is where the tea towel comes in. So I'm just going to play a little piece by Schumann. I won't play the whole thing, but I can't see my hands. But hopefully my physical memory will carry me through. Let's see. My tea towel just got in the way a little bit there. But you get the point. It means that their eyes are not on their hands anymore. And sometimes they look at you horrified when you suggest covering their hands with that. But it just shows the need to get things in the physical memory, to really have grasped it, so that you're not worrying about the notes. You've practiced it to such a degree that you can just do that. And you can look at the score and really communicate the musical intentions of the piece. Have a great day.